Welcome to the show. Who's up next? Sunday, 10 a.m. Yeah. We check. Big fella in the chair. King talk, big glare. Gorilla army in the air. We all there. We all there. West Coast clock on 10. Pacific time we tap in. Best stories, best jams, real ones, not pretend. Welcome to the Who's Up Next show. Turn it up, let the whole block know. Big fella got the mic, it's a go. Gorilla army in the building, say whoa. Highlights hitting like a straight right blow. Interviews heavy, every question on goal. If you really wanna see who gon' blow, tune in, this the Who's Up Next show. Lights on, cameras tight. New star born live on sight. Big fella ass once talk right. We talk crime, we talk fight. Came from nothing, now they shine. Clip that moment, freezing time. Run it back, headline every Sunday, same time. Welcome to the Who's Up Next show. Turn it up, let the whole block know. Big fella got the mic, it's a go. Gorilla army in the building, say whoa.
Hey, welcome to the Who's Up Next show on this 4th of July weekend. I hope everybody had a safe 4th of July, but also have some fun. We live in crazy times, and I know it's hard sometimes to feel good about who we are as a country, but I think everything's going to be all right. Man, let's fix. Last week was a crazy show just because, so this is how it works for me, right? In my head, there's a million things going on. So I know that the show's revamping. We were adding some things, and I knew what was coming and things that are still coming, plus Complete College Prospects as a CEO, that's still rolling through my head, and everything. And so, you know, we just doing the thing, right? So I was a little everywhere last week. And plus the show wasn't completely ready. It ain't completely ready today, but it's still a lot further along in the direction that we're going. You know, the thing about becoming a part of the Who's Up Next show and the firm and the Complete College Prospect family, when it comes to the writers and the sports evaluators and just the entire team, we try to build you up. So when we have your segments and things like that on like this show, or you're over at Tripium or whatever we're doing, we try to build up your brand. And of course, building your brand builds up the firm and builds up Complete College Prospects, the corporation. So there's some things I knew I wanted to add to the show and things we wanted to do. We got some of that done today. So yeah, we're rocking. Now we're back, right? You know, 4th of July was Vegas. When we first moved to Vegas, like 4th of July was crazy, right? Every year it's gotten weaker and weaker and weaker. I don't know why, but I mean, my neighbors, for the most part, year 1, 2, and 3, easy, like between the group of them, like $5,000 worth of fireworks, they just popping off. I remember the days when I used to be that guy, but my neighbors just crazy. And then the city was crazy. And then, but like I really thought that we were going to go big last night, and it was disappointing. You know, the community went bigger than the city of Las Vegas. And so that was extremely disappointing. But I hope your neighborhood and your city went hard for 4th of July and put on a show to bring some, fireworks always brings joy and cheer, and everybody's partying. Hopefully most of your parents didn't get too drunk last night, because that's how 4th of July rolls. But yeah, there we go. So last week I spoke, before we get into the videos and all that stuff, last week I spoke a little bit about Complete College Prospects and the change that was coming. We new logo, new look, new everything, and just the things that we're going to grow on. It's a new chapter. Our mission, what we thought we were going to do, became bigger. We made it's our system now grows within itself. Even if you are already a member of Complete College Prospects, what's coming down the pipeline with the hub will change your entire life. If you want to be, like I said, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to be a regular student, you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, an athlete, if you are an educator, if you are a school and you're trying to figure out what's the best way to help your students, um, the Complete College Prospect Corporation Network is second to there's no one else. Again, we want you to treat recruiting the sentence recruiting company or the words recruiting company or exposure company. We want you to treat those like it's a bad taste in your mouth. Because what a while back I told you that Complete College Prospects is no longer opening doors, we're the door. So what we had to do was go build the frame and then build the door. And so now that's being done. There's meetings that are going to be happening with school districts all around the country, senators all around the country at the beginning of August to get it implemented into your local school district, your local, but we went bigger than that. Your local church, your local rec center, your local youth sports team. Your local business. We are going to be linked into everything. You will see the name Complete College Prospects everywhere that you go, and there will be somebody that will be giving you the benefit of becoming a member. And I don't want to say a lot about what's coming because we know that here's what we did. We always have two goals. We have pillars, right? One pillar was make anything possible. Anything that a student could need, we want to make possible. Their dreams, we want to make possible. No matter which direction they want to take their life, we want to make it possible. For educators, we wanted to make help possible. For schools, we wanted to make help possible. For colleges, we wanted to make recruiting easier, not just recruiting on the athletic side, but recruiting on the educational side as well. We wanted to make that easier. And so we wanted parents to not have to search forever trying to figure out what the answers are. So we built all the networks. We built it all out so that we can provide that. Two was making everything affordable. We're not here to compete with the highest companies out there charging everything and doing nothing. We wanted to be the company that we charge the least, but then we subsidize. That's the key to what we do. We subsidize so that any family can afford it, any school district can afford it. The cost per student is ridiculous, and for what you're going to receive. And so those things are coming. And so the Who's Up Next show and Trepium and all of our firm, everybody had to up their game, elevate, because that's what we're doing is elevating. And so last week was a little crazy just to get some things done. But yeah, that's where we are, man. That's where we are. Over the next couple of weeks, you're going to hear me talking more about Complete College Prospects because the show is powered by Complete College Prospects. The firm is powered by Complete College Prospects. Everything is pushed out there to build up these brands, East Coast, West Coast, North, South, doesn't matter. Guatemala, Venezuela, Egypt, Africa, Russia. It doesn't matter where you are, right? Because we don't get involved in we don't get involved in we have a stance on politics, of course, but kids don't have anything to do with politics. Kids don't have anything to do with wars or who likes who and who doesn't. Kids and these students and these families need assistance, and we won't turn our back on anyone. And that's the plan right there, right? One location, a global brand that helps people achieve their dreams. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. All right, man, let's get at it. So, yeah, everybody knows that the Special Olympics, well, they're done now. They were in Minnesota this year. I forgot where I think in 4 years, they're going to Denver. And then this year, we just found out that the transplant games, for anyone that has had a transplant, they started that. So we are now in talks. It's a cheat because my mentor, my big brother, he used to write, ESPN and other things. He's a Hall of Fame sports writer. And he's an organ donor recipient twice. and he now travels the country speaking about living donation. And so, we had an end. And so we're going to start sponsoring that too, and working in partnership with not only the Special Olympics, but also with the transplant games and so much more. I'm sure that we'll be soon talking with the U.S. Olympic Committee to get that put in as well as a partnership. It's something that Complete College Prospects touches, blesses, and continues to promote all of these athletes and students, whether it's in tech, whether it's in sports, whether it's in law, whatever the field is, we want to be there, pushing the next generation forward. There you go. All right. I didn't put on a lot of videos last week. Like I said, everything was a little bit crazy, but this week we got some special ones on Coast to Coast and Watchtower. Hit Worlds coming up. Loving it. The new layouts of everything are cool. You're gonna have to ignore your boy. That was my first time doing something like that, where not the system, that way everything was built, but the way I did my part. I'll do better next time. Yeah, everything else looks amazing except your boy. I forgot that I'm not behind the desk. I'm in front of the camera. So it's yeah, you'll be able to see. We've got the firms ad. We got some other stuff I wanted to talk about. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's go with this school thing first, because this is one of the reasons that we brought up what we're doing from the Complete College Prospect side and throughout the entire corporation.
Hey folks, I'm the Attorney General for North Carolina, and as of today, we are in a very big fight with the Department of Education. Here's why. 2 weeks ago, North Carolina got an email from the Federal Department of Education telling us that a bunch of the education funding that was supposed to arrive the next day would not be arriving. This email went to all 50 states. The total amount will be about $7 billion. To North Carolina, it's about $170 million that's now frozen. This will mean cuts in after-school programs, STEM education, adult literacy classes, mental health services for students, and will trigger higher class sizes in grades K through 3. It could also mean laying off 1,000 educators in North Carolina and having that happen just a few weeks before over 1 million kids go back to school in our state. This is when school districts are supposed to be staffing up. But instead, this department waited until the...
So, of course, again, we don't get into the politics, right? We stay neutral on all of that. But the Department of Education definitely needed to be revamped. It was never created for kids to have success in the first place. So it definitely, there needed to be an overhaul. We're neither here nor there whether we agree with what's been done or not. But it did need something to be done. There is, for the amount of money that is given out, there is a lot of waste, and kids are, it's the trickle down, right? So the money comes in after everybody takes their piece or puts out whatever, wherever it goes. By the time it gets to the student and the families, there's nothing left. And then someone is always discussing that my kid doesn't have this. My kid can't do that. They cut these programs. They've done whatever it is, right? That's where Complete College Prospects comes in. This is what we mean by we've overhauled what we do. The recruiting is in there. That's built into the sauce. The exposure is in there. That's built into the sauce. That's why we have the Complete College Prospect Media Company to do all of that stuff, right? That's a given, but it's bigger than that. The thing is bigger than that, right? And this is why we have we'll be taking on government contracts as well, with state and local governments and federal government, in order to provide our service to everybody across the map, right? Something had to give, because if these schools are not getting this money and the students were already getting next to nothing, the kids are going to get nothing. And we refuse to allow that to happen. As a corporation, we refuse. This is where we make our mark. This is where we stand 10 toes down. And this is why it does not matter who you go to. If you're not coming to us, it's like having a basic plan a premium plan, and then a platinum plan. If you go to 24/7 and beg, or you go to NCSA and allow them to do whatever, or whoever it is, right? If you go to any of this other stuff for sports or whatever, you're taking the platinum and the basic plan. Complete College Prospects is the platinum plan. Period. There's no, that's the lane. And the lane that we hold now is a lane that only has room for one. Because we put cost to the side. We didn't pass that on to the students and their families. We put in the work to build what the others will not build. They cannot build, because it was always about making money and not about actually having principle of helping the students and the families. That's going to be the difference. Currently, our corporate site is at ccprospects.com, but the hub and the media, all of that will be activated at the end of the month. And the hub is just different. It's different. But yeah, that's why we had to do some things. With money, the Department of Education is just a wreck right now. And I truly understand that we are definitely going to have kids suffer this year and families suffer this year. So we had to do the thing. Recruiting, wanted to give out an alert. Isaiah Butcher he has multiple D1 offers now. That's a complete college prospect athlete. Dominique, I can never say his name right. Gambello, 2028, is a rising prospect in the country. He's also a CCP athlete who's on the map and on track to have multiple Division I offers as well. And so that's where we are. Those are things that are going to start happening on the show. We have segments for them. I just wanted to say those because those segments aren't ready yet. But we'll have the athlete spotlight that's from us. We'll have the recruiting alerts. We want that out there. CCP rated. Like I said, that'll be out there. Those are going to be different segments on the show. You know what it is. If you like the show, hit that subscribe button. You definitely want to do that from now on, because I don't know where we're going to keep this thing going. Right now, we're on X, we're on Twitch, we're on YouTube. I don't know. TikTok is weird. There's always the places we stream where it's just audio after the show is done. So you'll have all those, but we're going to add some other platforms so you can catch the show wherever it is. Make sure you're subscribing wherever it is. Make sure you subscribe, join the army. It's going to be a special thing. But you know what? Let's get into Hit World. From day one, this has been one of the best segments that have been a part of the Who's Up Next show from the beginning, and it's going to be here to the last day, and that's Hit World. Enjoy.
They taught me bleed and repeat. Count scars like stats on the sheet. Black tape wrapped around my pride. I came up starving inside. No soft hands, no clean route. Just miles of doubt, all out. Cold floor with my knees hit. I learned to smile through it. We don't fold, we don't sleep. We go deep, we go deep. Every bruise got a name. Every loss fueled a flame. Built in the pain. We came through the rain. Built in the pain. We wear every stain. Dark side anthem, we remain. Built in the pain. We remain. Built in the pain. We remain. Late nights in an empty gym. Talking the ghost to the room. Hands crack, heart in a cage. Still I step on that stage. Lonely road, one more mile. Learn to live
Hey, that's Hit World. We definitely wanted to give love today to the cameraman because all of those shots that we love to watch, all of those videos that we love to watch, we act as if uh, it magically happened or the event caught it. It never happens that way. The event doesn't catch anything. They just catch the competition, right? But it's the cameramen and women that are out there. So we wanted to definitely put that in there for Hit World because they're always in danger. You see it at basketball games. I mean, I remember times where Shaq fell on a little lady in the crowd that was a camera woman, and you're like, yo, that's definitely gonna hurt. For all of you young athletes out there, that might be your parents. They're the ones that are running back and forth in the crowd, trying to get the best shot of you doing what you do. So I wanted to give a shout out to them in Hit World, that they're the ones putting their life on the line, just like the athletes do sometimes. Some of those collisions end up with some of those people never being able to be in that industry again because of the damage that they receive. So look, we are about supporting everybody that's a part of the village, right? It's not just the athletes. This is what we've always tried to preach. That's why we're willing to showcase everything and everybody. It doesn't matter because it's a village that brings this to the fans. That's the truth. We're going to have a Hit World where it's the fans, because if there was nobody in the stands, who would you perform for? I remember the bubble, right? I remember COVID, and I promise you, those football games and basketball games and baseball games where they had the little cutout cardboard in the stands, players just couldn't get with it. They couldn't play hard. They couldn't really compete. It was the weirdest time, right, in sports, because you're there. The cheers are what makes you do you. The cheers are what makes you elevate your game and step it up, right? So that, yeah, we anybody that's part of the village, you know where you at. You know where you at, man. I told you guys, ignore your boy in the studios. Just ignore me. I have been on the other side of this table with a nice shirt on and nonsense on the bottom. You know what I'm saying? So it is where I'm just super comfortable. I think one time I actually came in pajama bottoms and just had, I was nice up top, pajamas and bottoms on the bottom and slides, right? So I just forgot. But next time, I got you. All right, let's go. Let's hit the firm. And then no, you know what? Let's talk about this, right? Let's go into a loan. This next clip I'm gonna play. I think that the problem with a lot of us, and speaking of COVID, I think that the problem with a lot of people is that COVID exposed that people aren't happy being alone, right? They always need somebody to say you're doing well, or to tell them what you're trying to achieve and what your dreams are. But see, that's if you need someone, then it means you could never stand alone. And real strength to get where you're going may require you to stand alone. Some of you want to be friends with your teammates, and so you'll go do the things that your other teammates are doing wrong, or that the other students are doing wrong, or parents that the other parents are doing wrong, or your coworkers are doing wrong, when you know that's not who you are. But you don't want to be the odd person out. You don't want to stand out by being different, by being yourself. You'd rather stand out by being washed out in a part of the crowd. And I think that that's something that for you young athletes out there, you young students that are trying to get where you're trying to go, you have to be comfortable with being by yourself.
I took the long way home, past the broken fence. Your name on my tongue, like a warning sign. Mud on my cuffs, cold in my teeth. You said come if
Welcome back. Look, being comfortable with yourself means being comfortable with who you are. It means being comfortable with the good parts of you. There's no bad parts of you, right? It's just parts that you would like to be better. Maybe you're disappointed in the way that you, I don't know, cut hair. I don't know, whatever it is, right? Maybe you feel like you can't cook. Uh, uh, whatever it is, it's not a bad part of you. You got to get comfortable with the parts that you want to work on just as much as you're comfortable with the parts that you think everyone else loves. But more importantly, you need to not care about the parts that everybody else loves. The parts that matter are the parts that you love. It's okay to turn away from the crowd and go do you. That's how great becomes great. That's how success becomes success. That's just the truth. Success and greatness, whether it's in business or education or love, has never happened in a group. I'll say that again. Success and greatness in these things has never happened in a group, not even love, right? Love doesn't happen in a group. Love happens, the success of it happens individually. Yes, there's a couple, right? Or yes, there's a parent and a child or whatever, right? But still, it doesn't happen in that group. Each person has to develop a dedication to it on their own. Because you won't always see eye to eye. Even if it's your children, you can love them to death. You will want to kill them one day. You will not see eye to eye. You guys will not make the same choices. So you have to work on your side while that other person works on their side. And you have to get to a place where alone that love is love. Dedication. It's the same for sports. You may play on a team, but I'm sorry, no team ever, right? No team ever. I think the Boston Celtics have still won the most championships for any NBA team. And at the time, I'm not sure they were still NBA, but the most championships in professional basketball of all time. We don't talk about the whole team. The whole team or teams are not in the Hall of Fame. Certain individuals are. And the reason for that is because those individuals chose to go out alone and work on their craft, become students of their game, become students of themselves. I can take any athlete that's gifted and make them a great athlete. But to make them legendary at whatever age they're at, right? Because you could be a legendary 10-year-old. You could be a legendary 12-year-old. You could be a legendary 16-year-old. You may not go further than that, but you could be legendary for your age, right? I could get you there. As long as you work hard, I could get you there, right? But I can't make you a repeated greatness unless you do the parts when no one else is there. Unless you love it when there's no cheers. See, everybody loves game day or competition day. But you got to learn to love the days when you're all alone and no one's there telling you good rep or good this or good that, or you messed up, and like, you got to love it all. That's developed alone. Your parents can't give it to you. Your trainers can't give it to you. Your coaches can't give it to you. Your teachers can't give it to you. There's D students that are lawyers. I'm sorry, and it's going to be scary. There's D students that are doctors. There's somebody that's going to come rescue somebody out of a burning house that barely, and I mean probably with a little finagling, barely made it into the fire department. They're not the best. The people that are really good are the ones that they become students of it. They learn to love every part of it. I definitely wanted to get that in before we went to the firm's commercial, but I want you to think about that. I say it all the time. If I came on this show one day and there was nobody, if there was because I can see everybody on all the places that we stream. I get a rundown over here on the side. So if I was nobody, I would still put on the exact same show if there was nobody here, because I love it. I love coming in here on a Sunday. I love giving what I have to give and trying to help that next generation or that next coach or that next whatever it is, that parent. So I always have days where it's the people show and I let anybody come on if they want to come on, right? Because I love it. It's why I'm so passionate about when I became the CEO of Complete College Prospects. I was like, yo, I got to bring that passion over there too, because it's all about you guys. If we help no students, because no students were smart enough to take advantage, which is insanity, I would still be putting in everything. This is the goal, right? It's what you do when no one's watching. Let's get into the firearms commercial and we'll come back with, let's go coast to coast, Mark Gibson.
You've been putting in the work, late nights, early miles. Got the fire in your chest, got the hunger in your style. Every drill, every class, you show up in your grind. Now it's time to get seen, put the world on your line. You need the right move, need the right door. Beating in the heavens, what you fighting for. No more guessing, no more waiting. The path is clear, and it starts with the firm. CCP on your side. No other option. We get you noticed. Why? That's in the business. That's the word. That's the truth. Exposure scholarships. We make it happen for you. No other option. No other option. From the field to the field to the field to the classroom. From the dream to the offer. We know how to build what takes you farther. Athletes, students, got a future to claim. When you want the spotlight, call the firm by name. You need the right move, need the right door. Need a team that knows how to do more. No more guessing, no more waiting. The path is clear, and it starts with the firm. CCP on your side. No other option. We get you noticed. Why? That's in the business. That's the word. That's the truth. Exposure scholarships. We make it happen for you. No other option. No other option. You bring the talent, we bring the reach. You bring the vision.
Welcome back. It's your boy, the big fella. If you just now joining us from whatever location, we appreciate having you be here. I was hoping to have a coach on today. I know she wanted to talk about recruiting and some things of some misconceptions that were out there. I sent her a link, so we'll see what happens. I know she's been real busy changing some stuff she's doing. Also, there's some other coaches that I'm going to be having on for different sports, just talking about, and listen, if you're out there, I don't care if you're a youth coach, if you want to talk about what it's like in the youth world of sports right now, and what you guys are going through so that the rest of the world understands, and I have answers for you, we'll get that. High school, I got you locked and loaded. College, you guys already know, you've seen college coaches and everybody else on here. So that part we're going to take care of. If you're a parent and you have a question and you want to come on the show, just let me know. Hit us on X or whatever, DM us and we'll get you on the show. We'll get your questions answered if we can. We can, or we will figure it out and get it answered anyway. Because that's just what we do, right? But yeah, and if you missed some of the earlier stuff, go back and look. There's some gems in there. There's some jewels in there. All right, let's roll. Let me see. Is that really what I want to do? Let's go. Nah. We're about to go into coast to coast, but before we get to coast, let's go. Let's go better. Nah, let's go with this.
There's a quote, and it goes like this: an athlete won't judge you for working out. A millionaire won't judge you for starting a business. A musician won't judge you for trying to sing a song. It's always the people going nowhere that have something to say.
Look, I wanted to show that one before we got to the athletes for sure, because a lot of you athletes put your highlights up, and there's always somebody, right? There's always they don't have to watch your video, but there's always someone that says something, and it's negative, right? But they're the people that are doing nothing. They're the people that don't have highlights. It's someone in the student body who barely talks to anybody at school or is a jerk in general on any other day, but they have nothing going for themselves. We like to call those people on the internet, everybody calls them trolls, right? But the truth is there's trolls in everything. And yet you guys give them power. I'm not even going to say you guys. I'll make sure I put these comments up. I'm not going to say you guys, right? I've been guilty of it myself. I've allowed someone to say something who is doing nothing. I've allowed someone to critique me or what I'm doing or what I'm building when they do nothing. They're not even good at their own life. Yet I took their criticism, not the other million people that are like, great job, congratulations, love everything that you're doing. I took the one person who was critiquing, and they're useless. But I took that as gospel, right? And I think all of us do this in everything. It's always that one friend that's not in a relationship that tells you how bad your relationship is. I don't know why you take that. I don't know why you put up with her or him or whatever. Like, if it was me, I wouldn't. Of course you wouldn't. That's why your ass is alone. It's always somebody at your school that says, he or she isn't that good. You had 25 on the court last night, and they're like, nah, I mean, I've seen better. I don't know where. Because you don't do anything. You don't play on any teams at this school. You've never played sports. You don't even know what it takes to do the job. But you will listen to that person. One of the athletes that I trained for years, and now I mentor him in his business side of his life, about a week ago, sent me he called me and he was crying. He was like, man, I just, no matter what I try, it's not clicking, like blah, blah, blah. And there's always somebody saying something negative. And I'm like, my God, you have a clothing line. You have commercials. You're in college with a clothing line that people are buying and wearing. You have commercials, all the people that like your stuff. And you're worried about the people that are saying something negative. It hit me. I was like, that's a message that I got to put on this show, because he's not alone, because I've been there. We all have these images of ourselves. I told you, I grew up my whole life with, when I was younger, living on a reservation for like the first 6 years, 7 years, and before we moved off, I spent a lot of time with people always discussing like my complexion, right? Then when I got to Colorado, that was definitely a big whatever. I've always been a bigger guy when it comes to like tall or muscular or whatever. And so there's always these people that knock you, right? I'm not looking at all the people that are like, no, you're an attractive guy or you're cool as hell or whatever. It's those people that are like, oh, I used to hate being dark. I used to have animosity against that. I couldn't change it. There's people way darker, you know what I'm saying? But if you ask me, like I hated who I was because someone told me that they didn't like it. Not even somebody that matters. But this is what I mean. We take these things to heart. If you are out there busting your ass training, right, to be a good athlete, you stop listening. If the people that are running their mouth are not out there with you, Don't listen to them. If you are in a relationship, or you're a parent, or you're a teacher, or you're a coach, and if the coaches, if the parents in the stand are running their mouth, but they never coached, or they're not trying to coach, don't listen to them. Their opinion is irrelevant. Matter of fact, if they never played at a competitive level in their sport, I wouldn't even listen to the parents. Teachers, do the best that you can. Give it all, right? There's going to be some ungrateful ass parents. There's going to be some ungrateful ass administrations, right? That don't understand that you working on a shoestring budget, putting your own money into the thing, giving these kids all that you have, and yet they have expectations that they're not willing to help you accomplish. Don't listen to them. Keep being dedicated to the thing you're dedicated to. Just keep doing, keep plugging away. Keep digging towards your greatness, towards that day when you accomplish everything that you want to accomplish. For you coaches and you teachers, listen, here's what you're working for. Whoever comes across your path, you're not working for the yays today. Coaches, you're looking for the day that you look on a screen and your kid is playing in college somewhere, or they become a professional athlete. Those are the days that you're looking for, where you can say, yo, I was on the link that got that person there, and I'm so proud of him or her. Educators, same thing. When you see a kid graduate, whether it's high school or whether they graduate college, when you see them accomplish their dreams, that's your legacy. That's the legacy that right now can't take from you. And it's not going to be all of them, but the ones that you will have been a part of that village, a part of that chain. That's what you're doing it for. And if you're not doing it for then, please stop doing it. It's not going to work out for you or the kid. Same thing, parents. You're working the pain of every day being a parent. Look, for all the good, there's some days that suck balls. You know what I'm saying? That's just facts. That's facts. But you're not doing it for the right now. You're doing it for the day that your kid has success or is happy, has a family, whatever they're doing, right? Whatever it is, that's the day that you're working for. So that you can say, you know what? I did everything I could, and they have a good life. They look happy. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Athletes, you're not working for today or next game. You're working for a future. I'm gonna show a video after Coast to Coast, and you're gonna see what I'm saying about you gotta work for tomorrow, not right now. But for now, let's get into Mark Gibson's Coast to Coast. He only had 2 athletes this week, which is all right, because the baseball player, she's nice, and then the track dude, that dude is fast. Let's go. Best segments in the game, Coast to Coast, brought to you by Mark Gibson here on the Who's Up Next show, bringing some of the best athletes from around the country and around the world for you to enjoy.
Through the cities, dreams in the backseat, small town kid, now they all wanna track me. From the west to the east, I feel the heartbeat. Every athlete grinding, that's where the facts be. Late nights, early mornings, chasing what they believe. Told them keep their head high when they got nothing to see. Now they turn that pressure into history. Every mile, every scar, that's a victory. Mark on the road, yeah, he never slows down. Hidden gems shining when the cameras roll round. From the first step, look what we found now. One shot, one chance, let the whole world know now. Coast to coast, coast to coast, tell their story, let it go. Coast to coast, coast to coast, watch the next one rise up slow. Every dream gets a name, every mile builds fame. Coast to coast, coast to coast, we was born for this game. No matter where you're from, keep your eyes on the prize. Every champion started with the fire in their eyes, crossing state lines, watching futures arise. Mark got the spotlight, but it's them that we hype. From the track to the court, from the field to the room, got a whole lot of hope in the shape of a boom. They've been working in the dark, now they coming to bloom, and the whole map clean when the new stars move. Mark on the road, yeah, he never slows down. Hidden gems shining when the cameras roll round. From the first step, look what we found now. One shot, one chance, let the whole world know now. of this game. When the road get long and the faith feel thin, you remind them who they are, let the light back in from the west to the...
Welcome back. That was Coast to Coast with Mark Gibson. Listen, that's the second track guy that he sent me. No, because there was a young lady too. And these kids are stupid fast. Like it is. I was fast all the way through high school, but not like, no, I was really fast, right? But not this fast. Like this level of fast is just, the kids today are, they are just phenomenal athletes, right? Just whether it's size or speed or the control over their body and their technique is just different. And that's what I mean by those are the kids that are taking all of this in. So let me say it like this, right? If you go back to every professional athlete that has ever been a professional athlete before today, if they had all the stuff, think about it, made it without it. So could you imagine if we all had YouTube to tell us how to train, what to eat, and all this other stuff? There's so many kids that act like it's hard to do, but really all it takes is to go do the work, go look, go put in the researches, coaches too. I've said it before. You don't have to have played a sport at a high level. You don't have to have played a sport at all to be an amazing coach, but you got to become a student of the game, a student of whatever sport it is that you're going to teach, that you're going to specialize in. You've got to become a student of that. You don't have to, I promise you, you don't have to have done it. You will get the respect you deserve, right? Eric Spoelstra that coached LeBron and them when he went to Miami to a championship all he did was coach under his dad. He wasn't an NBA guy. He wasn't that guy. Amazing coach, long career. So I'm telling you now, you you just have to become a student. The information is out there. It's how much work are you willing to put in? Or are you waiting for someone to hand it to you? Are you waiting for someone to give it to you and then try to consume it? If that's the case, you're not starving. If you're not starving, you can't compete. You have to be ravenous for the information, right? Any little thing that gives you the edge, you have to be all consuming. And just when you're around your coach should hate you because you always have questions. Coach, so when I'm doing this, how do I do this? So if the tackle's in a 3-tech, you know what I'm saying, and I want to come off his hip, you know, which direction, like how do I signal him? How should we work this thing out if I'm trying to get back into the backfield? You know what I'm saying? Should I lead a little bit early? Should I stay back, wait for him to do what he does, then make my move? Whatever your coach should get an education because you keep asking so much questions that he has to go get the answers if he doesn't have them. So you're making him better because of your curiosity, and your curiosity is making you better. You've got to want to consume that information like that. Again, if you're a parent and you're trying to figure out how to help your kid, consume that information. Get out there and just chase that information like it's the last drop of water on the planet. That's how you get to these places. That's how you create these things. If you want to know if you want to know what makes Mark Gibson and Kevin Moses different, if you want to know what makes the high school sports stars guy different, Mike Mutz up in New Jersey different, if you want to know what makes Nationwide, my guy over at Nationwide Sports, who's now a recruiter, different, they had a passion. They're ravenous for finding that next talent, putting that next kid on the map. My guy over at Nationwide Sports lost his kid, and it ignited his passion to help every other kid. And then he went from all of that to now being a recruiter for a college. It all started with this passion. He doesn't care who you are. He'll put you on the map. He doesn't care. If there's an opportunity, he's going to put it out there. And that's why we show so much love. Mark and Kevin been grinding. They travel this country and just do all the little things, and they love it. It's never work. So of course we're building their brands. Of course, we're going to keep doing what we're doing and giving them that ESPN type love, because their passion has become our passion. That's the entire firm. That's why we're so picky. You know how many people have hit us up to try to get in and we turn them down, not out of disrespect, but because we know what the passion is of everyone in the firm. And the passion is to find those kids and those families that really, truly want it. Not the ones that believe that they deserve it because they should just get it, but the ones that are out there doing it in the dirt, the ones that are out there doing it in the damn cornfield, in the middle of nowhere, where no one is ever going to find them, and they know it. Yet they do everything possible to climb and claw their way up out of their circumstances. That's why we support those guys. Look, at Complete College Process, we're opening up everything. So we're looking for state directors in a lot more states, right? We're already building into the process that our state directors all worked on what came in from the athletes that they brought in, right? But that's about to change, because now we're going to go through the schools too, which would cut them out a little bit, but we're not going to do that. Our state directors are now making their pay off of every student that gets registered in their state, even if it's through a school that they never had anything to do with it. So, but when we find those people, they're going to be like Jason. Jason he's super passionate. He's a PE teacher, but he's so passionate about helping that he is out there. He's making it happen. He's evolving into this thing that he didn't know he could be. And so we support him. That's who you have to be. For other people to open the door, that's who you have to be. Please stop telling me that you don't know how to make it. If you need assistance, yeah, we can assist you, but are you willing to go get it too? If we say, go read this or go watch this, will you go over there and read that or watch that? That's the question. If you're a coach and you hit me up and you need my help, I'm going to help you. But when I help you, will you take the advice? If you're not willing to take the advice, then you'll never get where you're trying to go. Remember, the greats had trainers up until the day they stopped playing. Serena and Venus are monsters. They had Andre Agassi had a trainer. Tom Brady had a trainer. Michael Jordan had a trainer. They always had somebody that they refer to. Tiger Woods' caddy. Everybody used to not think anything about caddies, but his caddy sometimes when Tiger thought, hey, I'm going to putt with this iron, the caddy would be like, nah, that's not the one. He wasn't like, yo, you the caddy. He took his advice and did that. Because see, to be great, you understand greatness means taking on all the information that's around you. I've told kids before, why are you not listening to your parents? And they'll be like, well, my parent can't understand. I'm like, that's information. Those are years that you haven't lived yet. If both of your parents are 30, that's 60 years that you haven't lived yet. That's information. It might not be information about your sport, but it might be information about something that's going to assist you in being great in your sport. Greatness seeks out information from wherever it comes from. Just telling you. But you know, you might not take this information. I don't know. There are people that don't. Cool. Let's roll. Let's go with. This is what I wanted to say, show y'all after Mark Gibson. This is why I brought it up, right? About picturing your future with what I said before and now. This is Gilly, right? For you guys that don't know Gilly did about 20 in prison. He was in the rap game, drug game, all that other stuff. But Gilly's on the other side now, right? Once he came home, he blew up. Like he came back out, great participant in society and changed. But he's going to tell you how the mentality went.
I was a millionaire before I was a millionaire, and I was preparing for my bank account. I was preparing for everything to come. $1,000 right here. This is $1,000 in cash. And once again, that's the book of life. That's where that game at. But this is $1,000 in cash. I just walked out of the penitentiary Saturday morning. You understand? Saturday morning, I walk out the pen. I'm going to take this $1,000, right? And that game that I got, I'm doing all legit. I'm going to turn this $1,000 to 100 grand. I'm gonna turn that 100 grand to a million, and I'm gonna turn that million to 100 million. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take care of my family, and I'm establish generational wealth. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do, because if I could do it, you could do it, and if you could see it, you could be it. And it's real like that. That $1,000 right there. Remember I told you, I'm coming, I ain't playing no games. And I'm telling you, you gotta be bold. I was cocky with my imagination. And I'm gonna tell you about how me going to prison from 17 to 37, it fortified my imagination. So I came back out with imagination like I was 17. But let me tell you about my imagination. I used to go downtown Philadelphia, the Four Seasons, one of the best hotels in the city. I go down there, right? I go to the bar, just give me a hot tea and a to-go cup with lemon and honey. Cause I'm like, it's on the top floor, I can overlook the city. I'm the man right now. Listen, you gotta know that you him, you gotta know that you her before you become there, before you arrive. So I go there, get my hot tea. Right after there, I leave, I go see one of these luxury condos downtown. Because once I realized that, hold up, I could go check out an apartment, luxury condo, I could go test drive a car, and I ain't gotta have no money in my account like that. Oh, it's on. So I'm just preparing myself for the lifestyle that I'm gonna live. So I go in there and I never forget, I'll be sitting back. So what do you think I should put here? And I'm taking my time, I'm not in no rush, because I'm feeling it in. Leave there, I go to the dealership, BMW, Benz, whatever. I want to test drive the most expensive car. Get in that joint, seatbelt on. Yo, hook the Bluetooth up, because I need to play my music. I get used to this. You're like, what you thinking about it? I said, I'm thinking, man, let me go a couple more blocks. They on their phone, they don't even care. I'm just prepping, I'm getting ready. Be ready for the life. You gotta live inside the life that you want before you get the life. And you gotta live inside it right here. See, what happened with me that was different than people out here. When I went to prison 17 to 37, my imagination was fortified. I didn't have to deal with the real life issues that tear you down and beat down your imagination. Having to get married, divorce, heartbreak, getting lost, losing the job. So when I came out, I believed I could fly.
Welcome back. It's the Who's Up Next show. It's your boy, the big fella. We just dropping jewels, right? We dropping jewels. I don't remember who it was I put up from the league that said his only thought was to get to the NFL, to become a pro, right? He never thought about becoming a Super Bowl champion. So he never was. A lot of you young men and women out there are just considering how to get to the paycheck, how to become a pro, or how to become a college athlete. I'm gonna drop a jewel on you right now. Here's what professional athletes tell their kids. I just want you to get a chance to see it from the wizard, right? Not from the side of Oz. I want you to see it from behind the curtain, right? My son's whole life, he's been training, and I've had him with pros. So they exchange numbers, everything, right? He's not a fan. He's never been a fan. He talks to them even when he was young, 13, 12. He talks to them like they're just normal people. Because like I told him, if you're a fan, then that means you think they're better than you. If you're a fan, understand what I'm saying. It's no disrespect, right? But this is what other pros tell their kids. Kenyon and them, I'm telling you, my bro, Chance, everybody, they all tell their kids the same thing. Those are that's just another man or woman over there. They're cool people. They're people. But they're not at a place where you can't go. They haven't attained something that you can't possibly get to. They're not gods. They're people. Everything they have, you can get to. Yeah, does it take some luck, some genetics, some other things? Absolutely. But if you got those things, then you could get there. But the very first thing you have to do is be mentally prepared to get there. You know how many athletes got to the time when they played against Michael Jordan or LeBron and they're like, oh my God, I've been watching you my whole life. Then they get their butt beat. And because what they don't understand is they came as a fan. You're in the same league as this man, but you're acting as if that's God. They're just like you. But because you've always been a fan, you can never compete. When you see those stars, you have to see them as something that you can attain, their competition. You want to be a young actor or actress, those same people will be there when you get there. They're going to still be acting. So you can't get lost. You got to get up there and perform next to them. You got to be able to be on the screen opposite of them and bang them out. The best thing about Eminem is that he made so many other rappers great. Lil Wayne once said that when he sent a record over to M was going to do his verse on it. When he got it back, he was like, "Oh hell no, this is my song." So then he got another verse and sent it back, and then they went back and forth until they both were like, "You know what? That's it. We're just gonna put this out there." But greatness made other greatness because M never looked at anybody else like they were greater. He just looked at them like, "That's my dude." And then those same people came back and forth, and then collabed until you made something amazing. You young athletes, the people you look up to are just people. The only reason they're ahead of you is because they came before you. Oh, yet, but they're just a peer. They're just somebody that you're now starting in the same field that they started in. And one day you hoping to get up there so y'all could compete against each other and be like, I'm gonna go at him or her, right? I'm gonna get up there, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna do this thing. That's the key. If you're a fan, you've already lost. That's the truth. If you're a fan, you've lost. You may get there, but you won't attain greatness. I'm not even a fan of LeBron, but you know what I am a fan of? LeBron came in out of high school, kept the number 23. When he got into the league, after a little while, he's like, I can't do this, because he understood. He got lucky. He came in young, so he understood the assignment. If I want to be the greatest, I can't keep imitating the greatest. For those that know me, you guys know me and Kobe, like Kobe was my boy. Like we clubbed together. We did like there's history, right? And I still would never say Kobe could be better than Michael Jordan because he never stopped imitating Michael Jordan. If you imitate greatness, all you could do is be runner-up to greatness. Arguably, LeBron is probably going to leave with every record almost in the NBA. I don't want to give it to him because I don't like the way he did it. I think there's some nonsense to it, the resting and all the other stuff, right? But I can understand the argument because he stopped imitating. That would be my argument for why he's in the conversation. So for all you young athletes out there, there's nothing that any of us have achieved that you can't achieve. No one is better than you. They just came first. That's just facts. Gil is right. You got a plan for when you get there. You know, most pro athletes, everybody's like, hey, everybody wasted their money. You know why? Because no one expected to get there. No one was prepared for the money. I told you, when I came up, all my money was sitting in my house, and then a ton of money in my pockets because I didn't even know about a bank account. I wasn't ready for money. I didn't ask questions pre-money. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't happen. So you have to be prepared right now for when you get there, but you got to see it. You got to believe that that's you. You got to believe that you're going to be there. And then you got to make moves that get you there. A lot of you are faking it. A lot of you are faking at wanting to be a professional athlete or a college athlete. You're faking it. You know how many people get on that midnight train? My son didn't believe it until he got there. Bunch of kids go to sleep at night. After practice, wake up, dude's room's empty. Can't handle it because they didn't prepare for college. They knew they wanted to be there, but they did not prepare to be there. So when the rubber met the road, they hit the train. My son couldn't believe it. He's like, Dad, we went last night. We're like, one guy left, but when we got up this morning, coach said like 3 more guys left. I said, that won't even be the end of it. He had only been there a week. I was like, that's not going to be the end of it. Every freshman class. That midnight train is real because the people didn't mentally prepare. Parents, same thing for you. A lot of you parents get on your kids and you're like, yo, I miss you. I wish you were home. Shut that up. Don't say those words. Do not say those words to your kid, because some of your kids are hanging on by a thread when they show up freshman year. They're lonely. It's different. And when you say those words, they're like, oh my God, I can run home. No. Hey man, you got to get through that. I wish I was at home. Good. Home is off limits. Do not show up here. But listen, I'll come visit you. Let's do that. You upset? You upset? You good? I'll be there this weekend. I'll come to you so that you're good where you are. I told you, you've heard it on this show before. I tell kids all the time, a parent's love will kill your future. A parent's love will kill what you're trying to get to, not because they want to kill it, but because their love doesn't understand it's doing something wrong. The best thing my mom ever did was say, y'all can't come home. That's it. Best thing. Nah, you can't come back. You got to get through whatever it is. You make that stuff happen. That's not lack of love. That's a different type of love. So parents, got a kid that's getting ready to go to college. I promise you, if they're coming up about to report, already reported, whatever, and they're getting whatever it is, whether it's sports, education, whatever it is, they're going to call you and say that they wish they were at home. Please, I'm begging you, just tell them, I love you. You can't come home, but home can come to you. I'm proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. We'll get there. It will be the greatest gift that you could give your kid. I don't care what it is. I do not care what it is. You get a letter or a phone call, whatever, your kid's in the military going through boot camp, same thing. Yo, do what you got to do. If there's a visiting day, I'm going to shoot up there. We're going to see you. I'm so proud of you. I can't wait to see you complete what you started. Police academy, whatever it is. Like whatever it is, yo, do your thing. We got you. Home will come to you, but do not come home. It will be the single greatest thing you've ever done for your kid. And if you've been preparing for it for 18 years, then you're ready. But if you've been preparing for 18 years to cry about how lonely you are because you're empty nesting, you will destroy your kid's future. You've got to be building up that hard, thick skin so that you could give your kid what they need when they transition into early adulthood to do the things that they're trying to do. You're going to have to wipe away your tears and hold on to them for a couple seconds so you can get off the phone. Take the advice. All right, let's keep pushing. We ran that. Hey, let's go Watchtower. You know what I'm saying? Let's go Watchtower. Kevin Moses. My guy is everywhere. I know he was in Colorado last week. I don't know what's coming up. But yeah, some great athletes in here too. Welcome to the new segment on the Who's Up Next show with the new studio. Welcome to Watchtower, showcasing some of the best athletes in the country, repped by my man, Kevin Moses. Everything that he does, you know, these are going to be some future stars. Let's go.
Kevin Moses got your back. Hey. Kevin in the club, you grinding low. Late nights, one more short. Hands all raw from the work, but they don't know what you work. You been planting seeds in the dirt, kept them moving when it hurt. I see the fire in your eyes, even when you play it quiet. Kevin Moses on the road, got that red off, got that cold. If you shine, he gon' know, even when you moving low. He see it now. Watchtower. He bring your name to the crowd. When they miss you in the dark, he gon' point them to your spark. Watchtower. Kevin Moses got your back. Out is urgent every block, every stage and every spot. Nick big star in a small room. He can find you in the gloom. disguise. If you built it with your hands, he gon' make the whole world stand. Watch tower, he see it now. Watch tower, he bring your name to the crowd. When they miss you in the dark, he gon' point them to your spark. Watch tower, Kevin Moses got your back. You don't gotta shout it loud. He gon' pull you from the crowd. Every scar, every mile. He gon' make it count in style. When the room don't give you space, he gon' make a bigger play. Watch tower, he see it now. Watch tower, he bring your name to the crowd. When they miss you in the dark, he gon' point them to your spot.
Welcome back. It's the Who's Up Next show. It's your boy, the big fella. That was Kevin Moses and Watchtower. Some great athletes in there, man. Like some of those dudes are filthy, right? Hey, all athletes, if you appeared on the show, no matter what, like I say, even in the future, CCP rated, my pick of the week, and that's just one athlete every week. Kevin Moses, Mark Gibson, New Jersey Future Elite, high school sports stars, whoever it is. If you get on this show, you have an open invitation for a live interview. You just got to let me know. DM us on X, shoot us an email, whatever it is. We're going to get you locked in. The team will get you on. We'll link up and we'll do everything and get you popped in for the show. We got a nice studio for that too. So yeah, man, there's so much more. The show's going to continue to evolve. These new segments, studios is the first edition of some stuff, but each week there's going to be more and more and more until the full evolution of the show. Yeah. So there you go. Open invitation. You should be receiving a golden ticket in your X account anyway. That just informs you that you can jump on if you want to. Some kids I've gotten off this show before I even got home. There was a kid responding like, yo, I definitely want to interview. Those kids get on ASAP. You know, you got to take control of your own future. All right. I don't think I showed this one. Let's roll with this one real quick. And we'll talk about it.
The biggest mistake a person can do right now, no matter in which situation you are, is to give up. You might not reach the best version of yourself in this lifetime, but a better one than you are right now. The main point is to find something that you are not standing still where you are right now.
Welcome back. Let's talk about it. Look, today I'm the best version of me up till today. I've looked at the journey. For the most part, I try not to look backwards because it's a waste of time, but sometimes you got to look backwards just to see how far you've come. I'm not my perfect version of who I want to be. I'm not the perfect version. I can make a mistake on any given day. You know what I'm saying? I'm a cooperator for sure. Like, listen, I used to sneak into, when I was in high school, I used to sneak into the competitions and compete in the MMA competitions under 18. But I looked older. The people that know, that went to my school, they know, some teachers and things like that. I used to go compete against grown men. Fighting is like combat sports, and combat in general is just a thing that's built into my DNA. But that also translated into fighting in the streets. I fought everybody on the court, on the field. It didn't matter. Like I just didn't have any control. I just always wanted to fight everybody all the time. So I'm happy that today I'm the kind of person that doesn't feel he has to do those kinds of things. The conversation is great. We could disagree and never come to an agreement. As long as we go our separate ways and everybody's respectful, we're good, right? But so I'm my best version of me today. I know where I want to be, and I'm cocky about that, but I'm not a cocky person. but I can't say that much if you went back years. I was the kind of kid that would tell a coach, like, you know, you can't not play me. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't have to listen to you, which was terrible. I would kill my kid if that was him today. So I'm the best version of me today, but tomorrow I plan to be an even better version. 10 years from now, man, I know I'm not going to be perfect, but I'm damn well going to be trying to be as close to it as I can be. If you don't like who you are today, if you don't like who you are as a person, or you think you're coming up short, just be better tomorrow. Don't worry about it. If you're not getting the playing time, or you're not being chosen on competition day, because, you know, on track, they choose a certain amount of people to go compete in different things. You might not make the list today, but you can make it next week for competition. If you're not making the active roster in your sport, that doesn't mean you can't make the active roster. The key is whether or not you can accept who you are today and not hate that person. Accept that person and then be better than that person tomorrow. Everybody makes mistakes. It's just the levels. I had a friend that worked as a corrections officer, and I remember him telling me once that the only difference between him and the people that were locked up that he had to guard was that he didn't get caught. Like, I really want you to understand what he's saying. He's saying, shit, I committed crime. I just didn't get caught. That was the difference. The guard is saying the difference between him and the inmates is that he didn't get caught. And then, but today, as a guard, he's different. He doesn't do those. He doesn't make mistakes. He's in out there messing up. But in his past, he knows it could have been him. So the key to that is, can you accept who you are? Because if you don't, you can't change. If you don't accept who you are today, you can't change. If you think you're not a good parent, that's okay. But you have to know it, and then you can choose to change it. What is the very first thing that they tell addicts? The first thing that they have to do before they can ever get better is they have to admit that they have a problem. I always thought that was insane growing up. We already know they have a problem. Why they got to admit they have a problem? We know they're addicts. They shouldn't have to admit they're addicts. They should just go get better. No. I get it. If you don't work hard at practice, you have to accept that you don't work hard at practice. Because then you can start working hard at practice. If you didn't study for tests and you're not getting good grades, and you're like, damn, man, I'm trying with everything I am, but you know you're not, you have to first admit that you're not trying hard, that you're not putting in the work, you're not giving all that you can. Because then you will know, right? You have to know what you do less of in order to know what to do more of. As a parent, when you ask your kid, do you know what you did wrong? If they don't answer the question and they don't understand, they're going to do it again. They can't fix it. They can't. It's the same with wanting to be a doctor, lawyer, fireman, military, president. I don't care, an athlete, whatever it is you want to do. In order to overcome all of your shortcomings, in order to overcome all of the things that you are coming up short for, you have to understand what you're doing wrong. Sometimes it is the coach or the teacher. Don't get me wrong. Like, I don't want to blow smoke. There's some damn terrible teachers. There are some terrible, terrible coaches that no matter what you do or how great you are, they're just going to overlook you because they don't like you or your parents or life or whatever the hell it is with them. In those cases, you just got to leave, go somewhere else. But if that's not the case and you're coming up short, you have to look in the mirror. And you can't look in the mirror and squint your eyes. You can't look sideways from an angle because you want to see it, but you don't really want to see it. You know what I'm saying? You just want to turn just a little bit so it's skewed a little bit because you you're ashamed to look dead at it. No, you can't do that. You got to look dead at it. You got to look dead at it, and then you got to accept it. You don't have to like it, but you have to accept it. And then you have to say, you know what, tomorrow I'm kicking your ass. I accept you, but I don't like you. Tomorrow it's me and you. Because sometimes the thing that is standing in front of your success is you. I remember in one of my books that I wrote, I told people that sometimes when you're going forward and you feel like there's a hand pulling you back, sometimes you're going forward, and if you happen to get a mirror and look behind you, it's your other hand pulling you back. Sometimes success is only being stopped by you. Doesn't have to be. But again, hey, it's just advice. Whether you take it or not is on you. That's the truth. Look, man, I'm inside my 90 minutes. That's the goal, right? The goal is to have a 90-minute show. That's I've been tasked with, is to have a 90-minute show so that then if I have an interview, I want to make sure that I'm giving out a lot of time to interviews all the time. So we've been revamping so that we can make sure we're doing it like that. So I can get what I got to get done in 90, and then everything else, whether it goes over 2 hours or whatever, is all for the people that we interview, or a coach that's on and wants to have something to say, or a parent, or some business person or educator, because those are coming. Those are all coming on the show. A trainer, a nutritionist, like we're going to put all of those on the show. We have segments for everything on this thing now. So there will be a lot of that on the show because we want to give you all the information that we can. And so I wanted to not cram, I didn't feel like I did, but into that 90 minutes so that then we have that time for you guys. So yeah. We always want to make sure that, because again, this isn't the big fella show. It's the Who's Up Next show, but that's the people show. I get to do this. I hope you understand that. I don't want that to go over your head. When I come in here on Sundays, I know that the show that I need to put on is not for me. I know that I need to be here, not for me, but for you. My son's in college playing ball, right? Last year, I didn't get to go to any games. I had to rush from here to go watch on TV. And this year won't be any different because I can't fly out there and then try to see the game, fly back at night, be ready in the morning to bring this show to you. That's the sacrifice. My son understands the assignment and he gets it. This is my sacrifice so that I'm always here giving you, the people, your show, what you need whenever you need it. I got embarrassed for a moment because at one point I guess one of the coaches last year had said, well, it was a parent that was like, well, where is his father? Why isn't he here? He's never at games. And at first I was in my feelings about that comment, but remember what I said before, right? I was in my feelings about that comment, but then I got past it because I understood that parent doesn't understand that might be my kid and he's out playing and he will know that I am watching. I will watch. He will know that. He knows that I'm with him in every snap. I'm there. I'm with him. But what that parent didn't understand is, unlike her, I have 1 million kids. I have 1 million brothers and sisters. I have 1 million nieces and nephews that I need to be here for every Sunday when I can to make sure that I'm giving them what they need because my family needs me. Not just my family that's on the field that day, but my family that's on this show every Sunday. That's what it means to be the big fella on the Who's Up Next show. That's how I see the show. I don't know about these other people that run their shows, but for me, I have the privilege and the honor to promote my nieces and nephews, my brothers and sisters, my family members every Sunday on this show. And that's why I give my all to it. That's just the facts. Hey, man, I appreciate you too. This is what I do, and I love it, and I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. When Sunday pops up, the big fella's going to be here. I mean, unless something crazy happens. Because again, I will always stand 10 toes down and put my family on my back. And for everyone that's on this show, every one of my nieces and nephews that we highlight in these episodes and these segments, to all their parents that are my brothers and sisters, to all you coaches that are peers, and all you athletes that I've not met yet, you are my family. And so the big fella gonna be right here every Sunday. I love you guys and everything that you allow me to do. I'm the big fella and I'm out. I'll see you next week.
Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed the show. Laughs and games before you go. From the first to the fly, no flex. You know who's up, you know who's next. Yeah! The part of the gorilla on and now. Hey, lock in, stand tall, be proud. Hit that soul, share it all around. The gorilla general loves a soldier.